If you're wanting to do that in the ASA series from back in the 70s, 80s, and then up into the 90s, it's pretty hard to limit it to just four drivers. But I think it's pretty safe to say any one of the drivers or any one of the guys that we're going to have on here tonight could very easily be in their own category of a Mount Rushmore, and of course Mike Eddy as well. I'm a kid of the 90s. I grew up in the 90s. I didn't get to watch Mike race in the 70s and 80s. But in the 90s, when I first was getting into ASA racing, Mike was the man. He was already a seven-time champion by the time I started recognizing and realizing what was going on with the ASA series. But some of the drivers that we're going to have on a little bit later on here tonight, these are guys that they pushed each other so hard, on the racetrack to make the ASA series what it was back in the 70s to then grow into the 80s and then get those big TV contracts that we got to see in the 90s where, kids like myself got to, not only root for the guys on Sundays in the Cup Series, but also got to follow the ASA series too.
Yeah, it's really incredible, and I'm really excited to hear all of the stories and stuff. And I think maybe just for a second, let's go ahead and introduce a little bit about who Mike was, just for those watching who are younger that don't know his career as well.
Yeah, so Mike Eddy, driver from Michigan, who raced primarily up in the Midwest early on in his career, but you see him start to kind of branch out and venture out throughout the country, and he really becomes kind of a household name, not only just in the Midwest, but in short track racing in general. Goes on to have this just amazing career in the ASA series. He's second all-time in wins, only to Bob Seneker. But he's a seven-time champion, the only driver that was able to. Seven's a pretty important number when it comes to racing. Talk about in NASCAR with Richard Petty, with Dale Earnhardt, and of course with Jimmy Johnson. Well, Mike Eddy has that same number and that same repertoire in the ASA series. And for Mike, it wasn't just instant success. It was just an extensive longevity of career. He's got championships in 3 different decades in the ASA series. And that, to me, is what stands out.